welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all good. I am following on from the last video. If you missed it, I will link it here in a card. I used the stunning acrylic blanks from Nadia at Lia Dia Designs and I made 3 hummingbirds. This one is a beauty. This is the hummingbird and flowers in a large round. We've got 3 flowers here in like a triangle shape, and we've got loads of leaves, swirls, and just so much prettiness. I wanted to do this immediately after I did the hummingbirds just because I wanted to try and do it properly and more neater. Honestly, this is a beauty. It does come with a paper protective layer, and I've taken all of that off so you don't need to sit through that again. Now, if you saw the last video, you would have seen that I used the bluey green resin tape to back this in, and I think because the resin was so hot it didn't help because it left a residue which was rather annoying. I decided to use packing tape for this one to see if we could get a neater finish. Hopefully it wouldn't leave a sticky background. Now I've already done most of it. I didn't want you guys to sit through all of that, but I am making sure that every millimeter of this acrylic blank is completely adhered to that packing tape, and I'm just using a wooden lollipop stick to burnish it down and rub it all over before trimming off all of the excess around the edges. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. If I was to tell you how to do this, I would say leave a bit more tape around the edges. I really didn't leave much. I only left about 1 or 2 mils. Leave a bit more so it's easier to peel off at the end. Now, as for colours, we are using resin dyes again. These are not alcohol inks, they are transparent, see-through resin dyes. I'm using 2 different greens for the leaf areas. I'm using the same colours again for the hummingbird. I was toying with the idea of adding in some pink, but I don't believe I did. And then for the outside flowers, I'm going to try and blend some colours. I'm going to use pink, orange and yellow, but hoping to get some ombre in there as well. I'm going to be using some pipettes again and also the small plastic cups. Now, if you did watch the last video, you'll know I made a rookie error mistake of mixing my resin prior to getting ready. I didn't do any prep. I really didn't. I mixed my resin and then I started prepping. That was really the wrong way round for a project like this because it is a time-consuming project. So I've got my cups, my lollipop sticks. The resin I'm going to be using is the Apex resin. Again, always check out my description box. There is a ton, probably too many discount codes down below for you. The final step for me, of course, is PPE and my gloves, my mask, all of that jazz. I mix my resin for 5 minutes until it goes from cloudy to clear and it is ready. It's time to start pouring. Now, I'll be honest, I found this one so much more relaxing because I did all of the prep work beforehand. I had everything laid out. I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew where all of my colors were going to go, and I'm telling you guys, it makes a world of difference. The only time I started kind of panicking, I guess, was thinking, I'm gonna knock one of these cups. That's just my brain, my intrusive thoughts. I'm gonna knock one of these over, I'm gonna spill it everywhere. So I really was conscious and present to make sure that that did not happen. Each of these pots of resin is going to get approximately 3 to 4 drops. So 3 of the green, yellow, red, orange. I put 4 for the leaves. I put 4 in one and 5 of the darker because I really want the leaves to be darker than everything else. Although it kind of didn't work out like that, but it's all good. Now, I did mix these for way longer than you are seeing on screen. I was quite happy with my little editing here. It looks like an art show on telly. But yeah, I did make sure that all of those resin dyes were fully integrated into the epoxy resin. You don't want streaks. You really don't. You want it to be as smooth and blended as possible. Now, I will be speeding this video up. It was really time consuming, but I'm just showing you here that when it came to the leaves and the swirls, all of those areas were getting these 2 colors. That was it. I wanted to contrast. I wanted to make sure that The hummingbird stands out in its own way, that it is the main character. Equally, I didn't want anything kind of blending with the flowers. So I want the flowers to pop, I want the hummingbird to pop, and that background is going to be a mix of like a pale green and a lime, almost yellowy lime green. And that way, all of the other elements should hopefully pop in their own way. Now, this is where I'm speeding the video up. I use my cup for the larger areas because I know I can do it. And then when it comes to the smaller detail, that's where I use my pipettes. Now, again, usually back in the day, this is where I'd just put a bit of music on and you guys could just chill and watch. But I sadly do not have any musical kind of app for this channel anymore. Epidemic Sounds is what I use, but I use that only for my home channel because your girl didn't want to pay for it twice. It was a lot of money to get the 2-channel account, so you have my voice instead. Now, what I did find myself doing was staring a lot. I had to edit out quite a lot of nothing, just me staring like, have I done that right? Is that part of the bird? And you can already see right at the bottom of the bird's tail, it should not be yellow. So you do want to make sure that you are putting your colours in the right place. And that took a lot of concentration. So every now and again, I'd kind of stop, sit back, stare at it, make sure that I'm not putting the colours in the wrong areas that I don't want them in. Now, when it came to the hummingbird itself, I did stick to the same colours because they are just beautiful. I knew that purple would be a popping contrast against the yellow and the green. Equally, I'm using the pipettes. Some of these spaces are a lot smaller, and it was here I realised that I'd gone into some of the tail with the yellow. So again, it's just a case of concentration. And I also realised I'd missed, just there, I filled it. I missed a couple of areas that could have been green and yellow. But equally, I'm not panicking because this resin has only just been mixed and I know I've got much longer work time. But for the sake of the video, speeding it up because trust me guys, you'd all be under your duvet by the end if it was in real time. When the resin is super watery and fluid like this, it definitely helps 2 colours blend as well. So you get a gorgeous ombre effect where the 2 colours meet. And then I just spent time with a lollipop stick, only allowing 1 single drop of resin off of the stick at any one time, filling up these cavities to the point where they are just slightly domed. You don't want to go too crazy because they can overflow into the next cavity, which has happened. I'll point it out later in the video. But again, using the pipette, I didn't want the flower here to blend into the yellow and the green. So I've gone with the purple on the outer edges of the leaves to make sure there is a gorgeous contrast. And then I've gone for purple in the center point of this flower as well. But again, what colors you choose are up to you. If you didn't see the last video, I fully recommend because honestly, I ordered myself, I purchased 3 hummingbirds and then Nadia from Lia Dia sent me all of these additional acrylic blanks. Like, I am telling you, it felt like Christmas. I was not expecting it. I thought she'd send me 1 or 2 maybe. She sent me a whole ton. So if you missed the last video, go check it out. There's some stunning acrylics on Nadia's website. And again, I will link Nadia's website down below. So back to the flower on the right hand side. I'm using the cup for the larger areas and then I'll just use a pipette to fill up, just to make sure we don't go over. And this time it's red on the inside, well, kind of like pinky on the inside. Pink and orange are actually such a vibe, guys. They are actually such a vibe. Pink and orange together. Like, I wouldn't have it in home decor, but they really work well together and they are pure sunshine. As for the last and final flower at the top, I didn't want the yellow blending too much with the green and yellow that's already in there. So to get the contrast, I just did the same thing again. The yellow went on the inside of the flower. But to come up against that green and yellow, I put the pink back in as well. And Honestly, using the 2 colours in the flowers, you could get away with using 3 or 4 colours in each flower. I just love this. I love this so, so much. It is about as stained glass window as you could possibly get. I spent quite a bit of time here just topping up areas. I was trying to eyeball it to see which cavities really could do with a little bit more resin. But at this point, I thought, no, Claire, walk away, because on the bottom left, you can just about see where one has come over into the yellow, and yeah, they're blending a bit. So I didn't want to risk it for a biscuit. I'm just like, walk away. This is what we are looking like. I think it is absolutely beautiful. Screams of summer. I covered it over with my microwave dish that I don't use for food anymore. This is purely for resin. And this is what we are looking like next day. I truly was hoping for some sunshine so you could see this in all its glory, but it is currently the most wintry July here in the UK. We had 3 or 4 days of pure sunshine, like 30-degree heat. And now, no, it's been black skies, dismal, windy, rain. It's July, guys. What's going on? But you know me, secretly deep down, I kind of love this weather, but don't come for me. Anyway, no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Anyway, yeah, no sunshine. So we are going to get the most out of this. I'm going to try and show you in the best possible light. Let's talk about the tape. It was a bit fiddly to peel off because I didn't have much excess around the edge. Again, human error. But peeled off like a dream. But it did leave debris, guys. The back is sticky. So annoying. So yeah, a big wipe with some isopropyl alcohol will sort that out. It's just annoying. Truly annoying. If anyone knows of any really good backing tape for something this size, let me know. This is the beautiful summer, July, grey skies over South UK right now. So we're really not seeing this in the most magnificent way, but it is still beautiful. I'm glad I went straight away and did another one. I was really eager to get it as neat as possible. And this is what it looks like laying down flat on a piece of pure white card. Look at these colours. I would be so tempted now to put this into a bigger mould, use it as an inlay in a much bigger mould with a white background, because oh my gosh, will that not be the most incredible piece? Could turn it into a clock. You really could make anything from this. It could be a dream catcher. It could be a sun catcher in the window. Although do remember that epoxy resin really should not come into direct sunlight. Like, it shouldn't be in direct sunlight at all times. There is a risk that all of those colours will eventually fade, especially alcohol inks can often fade as well. But guys, I love it. I love it so much. Like, imagine, just imagine. I know that Nadia over at Lia Dia Designs is already on it. She is already creating new designs. I want to say on a daily basis, but I don't know. I don't know that for sure. We are talking seasons, every season throughout the year. Hopefully she is going to come up with new ranges all of the time. So keep your eyes peeled. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, if you are still here, thank you very much. Nadia gave you all a 15% discount code. So I'm going to leave that in the description box below as well. I'm not working on commission. I do not earn commission on sales. I am not an affiliate, but the code is for you guys. A whopping 15% off all of these garden picks and acrylic blanks. So go head over to Nadia's website and check out what other options she's got. And if you saw my last video, that mushroom, I cannot wait to do that mushroom. I think I'm going to save it though. I think I'm going to save that mushroom for late August, early September when I start my autumn series. Stop it now. Anyway, I've loved this. I'm proud of myself for taking my time and being prepped and ready. It makes the world of difference. I love the results. Could this do with a top coat to make it more smooth? Yes, absolutely. There are definitely some cavities that are lacking in resin and other cavities are beautifully domed. So I think just giving it a resin top coat would just make the whole thing look cohesive and more beautiful. Did I run out of time? Yes, I did. But you guys know me. You can do that, you know, if you choose to. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks again to Nadia for sending these over. I hope you feel inspired, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.